Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome back to the series Nimai's Adventures. And today we'll be seeing chapter number 20, titled Ganga Das Pandit becomes Nimai's teacher. These last few weeks in Navadip had been the best time of Mali's life. He had many new friends and learned so many new things. He'd learned how to cook, how to do puja, and so much more. This pastime place of little Nimai had really grown on him so much that he felt so happy and at home. Sadly, as much as he did not want his adventures to end, the little mouse knew that he had to leave soon. He wanted to hear just one more story before he left. Walking through the forest of Navadip, Mali closed his eyes and soaked in the gentle breeze. The little mouse thought of Nimai and his wonderful pastimes. He was so grateful that he happened to stumble across this beautiful land which is filled with so much of magic and so much of love. As Mali meditated, he sensed something following him, so he quickly turned around to see what it was. Standing behind him was a very familiar, friendly face with a cheeky grin. It was none other than Madhu, the monkey, Mali's first friend in Navadip. Delighted to see each other, the two friends wrapped each other in a warm hug. Then Mali told the monkey all about his adventures around Navadip with his many new friends. After catching up for a bit, Mali's bright smile slowly faded. He sighed. My dear Madhu, I've had the most amazing time in this holy place. Unfortunately, it's time for me to leave. And I wish to hear just one more pastime before I leave. Incredibly happy to see Mali so content with his travels, Madhu smiled warmly and said, I will tell you one more pastime before I leave. I will tell you how Ganga Das Pandit became Nimai's teacher. Mali's eyes and smile immediately brightened as he gleefully sat with Madhu on a pile of leaves to hear his last pastime. Madhu began. Nimai was extremely talented, extremely smart. He read and studied hundreds of books on his own at home. He excelled in his abilities to understand everything. At the same time, however, Nimai also wanted to learn with boys of his age. He wanted to learn from a teacher and make friends with other school children. At that time, there was an exceptional jewel of a teacher in Navadip called Ganga Das Pandit. He was highly learned and Nimai strongly desired to learn from him. Ganga Das Pandit is actually Sandipani Muni, Lord Krishna and Lord Balram's teacher when they were children. Understanding that his son desired to study from Ganga Das Pandit, Jagannath Mishra took Nimai by his hand and went to the teacher's house to meet him and officially ask. Both Jagannath Mishra and Nimai walked along the roads of Navadip hand in hand until they arrived at Ganga Das' house. When they entered the teacher's house, Ganga Das warmly hugged Jagannath Mishra and offered him and Nimai a place to sit and something to drink. Looking at Ganga Das with a big smile on his face, Jagannath Mishra said, I want my son, Nimai, to learn from you. Please teach him everything and let him directly hear from you. He himself has expressed a desire to learn under you. Ganga Das felt greatly happy to hear the Mishra's request. In a joyful voice, he said, I am honored by your request. I feel so lucky and fortunate to be able to have Nimai as my student. I love Nimai so much and will try my best to teach him well. As time passed, Nimai became an excellent student. Whatever his teacher would say, even just once, he would remember and never forget. No other student could match Nimai's intelligence. Gangadas always kept Nimai close to him and treated him like his own son. Gangadas was overjoyed with Nimai's progress and astonished with Nimai's extraordinary intelligence. He would proudly tell everyone that Nimai was his best student. Nimai defeated all other students with his tricky arguments, and everyone was shocked by his talents. After school, Nimai would go with all his friends to bathe in the Ganga. Hundreds of other students from different classes would all go to Ganga around the same time to relax after a long day at school. Nimai's mischievous nature sometimes made him challenge other students in debates, so he could prove that his teacher, Gangadas Pandit, was the best in the whole of Navadip. Sometimes the boys would become upset by their defeat and splash water and sand over each other. They would wrestle and tumble on the banks of Ganga and create chaos. No one else who came to Ganga could take a proper bath because of the boys' mischief. Nimai moved from one cut to another, challenging many students to debate with him. One day, the older students chastised Nimai, being tired of his quarrels and debates. "Nimai, why must you challenge everyone?" they exclaimed in anger. The boys then told Nimai, "Today, we'll challenge you to see how intelligent you really are." On the banks of the deep blue waters of Ganga, Nimai accepted the challenge and sat down with a big smile on his face. He immediately began defeating all other students there were with his greater intelligence on any topic which was presented to him. All the other senior students were amazed by Nimai and gazed at him with wonder. Who was the special boy who could easily defeat the most senior students who were at the top of their classes? After showing off his skills in this way and defeating everyone, Nimai would go to play in the Ganga with his friends. The story was beautiful and Mali's heart was content. "Madhu, I have one last request," the mouse said. "I want to learn how to apply the tilak you're wearing, and I also really would like a set of those wooden beads on your neck. What are they called?" Happy to hear the enthusiasm of little Mali, Madhu replied, "These are called Kantimala," as he pointed to the beads around his neck. "And I would love to show you how to apply tilaka." Madhu went and fetched some tilak and neck beads from his tree house and put them on Mali. The little mouse looked like a beautiful devotee now. Mali knew he had to leave soon, and he suddenly became very sad. He loved Navadip very much and had grown so attached to all the animals and hearing the pastimes of little Nimai. He did not want to leave. Madhu put his hand on the little mouse's shoulder and whispered, "Mali, I have a surprise for you. Come with me." Curious to see where Madhu was taking him, Mali walked through the jungle alongside the monkey and eventually stopped in great surprise to see what was in front of him. Next to the big lake were all his animal friends who told him about Nimai. Madhu quickly ran to join the other animals. Sandesh, the skunk, Tilak, the tortoise, Sadhu, the squirrel, Chitra, the cat, and the other smaller animals were perched on a large tree branch which stretched across the lake. Sitting upon the back of Giri the goat was the newly arrived Madhu the monkey, and next to them on a small hill, happily waving at Mali, were the bigger animals like Bhima the bear, Champa the cow, Dheera the deer. Pilu the peacock was also there, his colorful feather gently dipping into the waters. Now and then, Prasad the parrot, Braja the bird would fly high into the sky, making big swoops and twirls in happiness and glide back down. Rubri, the rabbit, hopped onto the back of Dira and rode over to Mali, grabbed him by the hand, and brought him closer to the banks where everyone was sitting, only to get a familiar, friendly splash from his good friend Dauji, the dolphin. Sweet Ekadasi, the elephant, was also in the water, spraying everyone playfully with her trunk, especially Govinda, the grasshopper, sitting right beside her. Everyone was there. Mali noticed even a few animals he hadn't met yet who came to meet and see Mali off. How sweet. Everyone had come to give him a big farewell. Mali was overwhelmed with joy seeing everyone before him. How could I leave this magical place behind? He thought to himself. He didn't want to leave. Standing before all his friends, Mali cleared his throat and declared as loud as he could, "My dear friends, you've made my visit so memorable and so sweet, I don't want to leave. I have decided that from now on, I want to live in Navadip and hear more and more about Nimai. I need to hear everything there is to know about him." After hearing Mali's decision, everyone cheered. They picked him up on their backs and paraded around with the little mouse. Their new friend was the newest addition to their family in Navadip. And so, the special animals of Navadip lived together happily ever after, always thinking about the pastimes of their beloved little Nimai. Shri Gaura Hari Ki Jai.
With this, Mali's adventures come to an end. Thank you so much for watching.